This call is being recorded.
Hey, Corey.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's actually just me. Aaron's kind of feeling out of it today. He's got like a stomach sickness or something like that. So it'll just be you and I today. But it's nice fun to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Yeah, no worries. I hope Aaron gets better and starts getting some rest.
Yeah, that's what he's kind of doing right now. Just having to, rest up, make sure he's not sick for tomorrow, and kind of get back in the swing of things.
For sure. Sure. So how's it going? You're from Tulsa too as well?
Yep, Aaron and I both work in the Tulsa office.
Nice. That's awesome.
Huntington Beach. It looks like it's showing up on yours. That's not a bad place to be.
Yeah. It's not living on vacation isn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm envious. That'd be a nice place to live.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that me and Aaron talked a little bit about this, about just like, working with you guys doing some training and stuff like that. But I wanted to know, like, what were some of the main key things that you guys were looking for today, or you were looking for today, that I could help with, just to make sure we hit the key points, and I'll go into any further detail we need from there.
Um, so what it seemed like from the conversation that I had with Aaron is that just basically, so a lot of our funnels that we built out they're not very like sophisticated yet, and that's just because I've only been doing it for a few months since like the beginning of the year.
Right.
Um, so I don't know, kind of. So a lot of our funnels basically they're one of two things. They're either like an email push that just directly from Facebook, and we kind of run them through an email push and send them to another page, wherever that page might be, or kind of like a built out sales page where it's just literally a landing page, and then you add there's buttons to add to cart and just kind of takes you to the cart. So they're not very sophisticated, not really too many things like with upsells or downsells, but basically we're just trying, our entire goal of the funnels that I've built out are just trying to get a better conversion rate than what their sites got to offer.
Mm.
And they're really not sophisticated. So I don't exactly know I don't know if that's enough information, but that's kind
Yeah.
of like where we're currently at. And I mean, based on your expertise, I figured it'd be kind of helpful for you to be able to kind of open the doors a little bit further and just kind of see what we can take, what we've got going on right now.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that would be good. That's okay. That's good to know, kind of where you guys are at. What are your current conversions on like a landing page, just opt in, or a sales page, or like what are some of the like conversion rates you guys are getting right now?
So it depends. We've got like, I wish, let's see, I have it pulled up real quick. We've got like probably 15 or 16 different landing pages built out, and it can be anywhere from, one of them is super high, or a couple of them are above 10%. One of them's like 15%. One of them's hanging around 10%. But then we've got other ones that are much lower, kind of hanging around the 1 to 2%. So it really kind of varies just depending on the different product and the industry that it's in. But we've got a few of them with a little bit like lesser expensive products that that are higher, and then we've got some that are lower too.
Okay. So you guys are looking at like landing pages at 10 to 15, and then sales pages like a little bit obviously lower than that. Um, Depending on like price of products and everything. Do you guys have any things that are doing upsells right now, or is it just like one click sales in that format?
Yeah, right now it's super basic. We don't have unless their Shopify has one-click upsell or installed. We don't really. A lot of the times we're just sending them straight from kind of the sales page to add to cart. So we haven't really. We personally don't have much built out in that kind of area with upsells or anything.
Okay. Okay, cool. So what I think I'm going to do right now, I'm going to talk about strategy. And I said this in the email. I think it would be best to talk about strategy and like theory, and then like conception, kind of the mental game of building a funnel and how to look at that. And then I'm going to send you guys that video, the video package I talked about. It's like an online course I did for the Veterans Network that has, I think, 13 or to 16 or 17 videos in there, that go over like specific steps of funnels and how to like add certain things, just for reference afterwards. But um, I think it would be good to talk about the theory and the mindset behind it, which will get into how to build a specific funnel that's going to convert better, what to do with those things, how to tweak those things. Like, because reality wise, we want on like an opt-in page, like a landing page for an email, we want like 25 to 30%, 20 to 30% conversion on that. And then we on like a sales page, obviously we want to get a little bit higher. One second. Are you there? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
My dog went a little crazy.
Bro. No problem.
He's always wanting to chime in. So and the sales page we want to get higher. So I think starting off with the theory, and what I mean by that is not just like throwing out like the mental game or like the life coaching type, whatever, but like really what we're looking for. So like I'll start with opt-ins on landing pages and opt-ins. What you really want to do is literally give them, you're obviously selling, and I'm sure you guys know this, but every step of the way, whether you get an email, a name, a phone number, a credit card, an address, whatever you're trying to get from someone information wise, you have to sell them on why they should get that, obviously. And that's where lead magnets come from for the free offer. And then we have like the one click, the sales item, then we have the one click upsell, then we have the downsell. We're always selling them on something else they don't have. Like, here's the thing you really want right now, and then for that, am I able to sell you on this page to give me an email for that thing? Am I able to sell you on the next page to give me your credit card information for that product? Am I able to sell you on the next page to give you that thing? So we're always obviously like the copy, the words on the page, the marketing copy we're wanting to sell, but also we want to make sure that each thing along the way, whether it be a free opt-in offer or the first sale or the multiple sales down the road, is a complementary to that. And we also want to make sure that it's like that one piece missing. We want them to feel like they're getting everything. And then there's like, but by the way, this is going to add too. By the way, if you really want to utilize that thing the best, and here's this. And that whole concept along the way, that's why like I try to tell people to start with your highest, most valuable end product in mind, and then work your way forward. So like if your very last product is a coaching call for a $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 mastermind, or like a $2,000 course, or a $500 e-commerce product or something, you want to go from there, that very last page and the thank you page of that, to that page, to the next page, and then you start working your smaller offers, all the way to your free offer, and then all the way to your ad. And so does the ad to the biggest offer congruently add more value and add a missing piece that's needed for each thing, for the product or offer? Like free, here's the ad, here's the free offer, here's the one sell, here's the upsell, downsell, upsell, biggest offer at the end. And then how do we work the marketing copy to meet them at every level? So the next part of that is the marketing copy. So like when it comes to the buttons, when it comes to the colors, when it comes to the videos or VSLs, when it comes to the images, when it comes to the structure of the pages, the copy itself, everything, are we meeting that potential buyer, whether it be the buyer of a free offer or buyer of any sales items, where they're at that point in time? And so I'll give you an example. I'm doing this 7-day fat blocker. I own like 49% of this company for this funnel. We're doing a 7-day fat blocker challenge thing from this woman that had thyroid cancer and then lost a bunch of weight. And we're adding the new VSL, split test and everything. But the first VSL was that she had was amazing, but it was like movie quality. So the landing page, you hit it, it's got the right marketing copy, it's got the right words, and then you click on the VSL to play, and it sounds like in theaters in 2018, starring John Travolta, like some crazy movie thing, which is like cool that it's that good quality. But what they're selling is frustrated women who are insecure about their weight right now. And so when a woman that's frustrated, insecure, it's been weeks, days, weeks, months, years of not being able to fit in those pants, not be able to do that right thing, and all she lands on that page and she sees a superhero talk about when she used to be frustrated, there's no sympathetic nervous system response to that. She's like, okay, this person is so far beyond me that this isn't for me. Obviously I can't attain that right now. So I had to remake the VSL, remake the copy, remake the words, and let the landing page meet that woman, the ad and the landing page meet that woman that's frustrated, insecure, kind of ashamed and mad and like doesn't know what to do. This like little bit of self-hatred's there. Quiet the voice, change the tone, change the copy a little bit. We're not really selling. We're trying to relate. We're trying to connect. We're trying to like dive into that. I'm where I was where you are. And here's how you can know that and like me and trust me and believe in me and feel that connection to me. And then towards the end of that video or towards further in the funnel, it's like, okay, now I became Superwoman. Now I became this, and here's how. And it's like, okay, I related to you. I connected to you where I'm at now. And then I saw you climb up out of it. And now I want to follow you down that path. So that's the same example of any like add to landing page, to sales page, to thank you, to upsell, downsell. We want to slowly get them on this path of relating to us, knowing, liking, trusting, and then seeing us climb out, and then them feeling like they can climb out of where they're at and buy that. And this works for not just emotional weight loss things, but this works for an e-commerce site that's selling like cool knitted boxes from China. Like it's all the same marketing concept. This has been around for hundreds of years, that we just want to psychologically meet them where they're at and then add a little piece, product, service, or offer that fits that next thing that they feel like they're missing down the path. Am I making sense so far? Or am I going too like philosophical on everything?
No, this makes total sense. Hold on, so you said psychologically meet them where they're at?
At each step of the funnel, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Each step. And then you said something about like providing them value. What did you say after that? At each step of funnel.
And then providing them a valued product, service, or offer that is complementary to the piece they just grabbed, a piece they just purchased or bought or got, whatever it was. So if they click on the ad and they get the free lead magnet, that's this free this, free that, whatever it is, PDF, ebook, free plus shipping, book funnel, or free plus shipping Shopify type thing. The next page, whatever it be, a thank you or upsell or a sales page, should be a complimentary add to that last offer. And then same with every downsell or upsell is like, hey, but wait, you may actually be interested in this. You may want this. So when we meet them at every stage of the funnel, what happens is that offer is complimentary and feels like a necessity to that. So if I get a free ebook about doing a podcast cheat sheet because I really want to build a podcast, and it has the 27 steps to build a podcast, I get the free cheat sheet. The next page is like, hey, here's this, like this really cheap, the low end offer, right? The first offer is like, hey, for $27, you can buy the fully built podcast technology software service that adds your videos and populates them to every syndicates them to every different thing. Oh, $27. I guess I do need that because I wanted a cheat sheet. Next page is like, hey, you can house these in a video module and make a course out of your podcast, and we'll give the entire membership and how-to's instruction for $197. The next page is like, hey, well, you want this all done for you? What if we built, launched, and scaled your podcast and made it profitable in 90 days? And so if you apply here for this one-time offer, we're going to do this whole entire done for you podcast system, and you put a price or not, but that's like, let's say that's $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever, or $2,000. So every step of the way, it's like, I got what I wanted. I feel like I got everything I wanted for my name and email, but then for $27, I can get everything I really, really need. Right. And it's not like we're like, I don't like the theory of marketing people like lie to people and like do that, but we're just giving them offers that are complementary to what they really are looking for, what everyone really wants who's looking for a podcast, for example, is just to sit here and talk like I am right now with you and have someone record it and syndicate it and launch it. That's really what we want, which that's the end back end offer. But we may not be able to afford that right now or be in the timing or relevancy to get that. So we give them those different offers. So, 100% of people hit the landing page, 30% convert to that, 10% convert to the next. By the time they get the last offer, there's 2 to 3% on that final page that take us up on that offer, if that makes sense. So.
Yep. Okay. I followed you on that one.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions right now before I dive into some other stuff? I just want to make sure I don't like talk too fast or go too over things. And
no, so far so good.
Okay. So the next things that I'm talking about as far as like, so that's kind of the concept theory and like the psychology behind the marketing of a marketing funnel and sales funnels and opt-ins and all that stuff. And the big thing we want to do there, what I would say when it comes to funnel building is we really want to focus on things being congruent and making sure the one offer per page is very clear. So we always want one single offer per single page that we have, and we want it to be very point and clear, and we want it to be very congruent with the last page they were on. And so if you have an ad that says, get this free, the free podcast cheat sheet guide, 27 steps to creating and launching your podcast in 27 days, you want the landing page to say that same thing and be very congruent, colors, words, images wise. Like, so when they click on the ad to landing page, it's very clear that they're in the right place. We don't want to have this, people get like this mild separation anxiety when they click on one thing and then something else pops up, or it seems like something else pops up, but it's really the landing page of that, but it feels like it's totally something different. So we feel not congruent, we don't feel in place, and we kind of just, that's where we get a lot of click offs, where we get a lot of people that just fall off the page, is because they click on an ad thinking this ad really sold me, right? This copy, this advertisement, the images, the headline, boom, like I'm in. They click on it. But when those clicks land on a landing page and those landing page visits don't convert, it's usually because either one, like the small percentage of 1 and 2% that they got distracted and walked away or were busy. Majority of the time is that the offer of the ad and the offer of the landing page wasn't congruent. So the colors, images, words, everything wasn't congruent, or it was, or it wasn't easy to just get what I wanted. So like we have a congruent ad, they click on the landing page, it's the same colors, text, and image. And then we make it a really easy big button at the very top with their like input information. So landing pages should be very simple. We don't need to, we're obviously selling for an email. We're selling for an email and a name or a phone number possibly. That's what the words are there to sell. But if the congruent ad is congruent with landing page and it's just like a big text box with a big button with the opt-in right there, very simple, very clean, then they know exactly what to do. And that should be friendly on mobile, desktop, everything should be at the very top. So they just click, input, click. And it makes it very simple to just congruently transition. They don't have any like tension between clicking ad, landing on landing page. It's just very flows. And then once we get them to opt in, with that big button and that like simple text that matches the ad, then the next page is those upsell. So we want to make sure that every single page is going to have, like the congruency of like, if we have a certain product or service that is like, this is the company branding, we want to make sure the whole funnel from ad to thank you page on the very end is congruent with those colors and setups and products. And then every page we have, landing page, sales page, upsell, downsell, thank you, should be very congruent with one offer, right? There's always the thing that they call an offer wall, which is something like named himself. But at the very, very end thank you page, like they've gone through the entire funnel and either bought or not bought, the smaller products, big products, sales, or whatever else. On the very, very end page, you can always add an offer wall, which is like just a crap ton of every product, right? If they click through and they either bought or not bought or whatever, you just be like, here's a bunch of shit, blah, blah. So that's something you can do at the very end, but I don't suggest that for a lot of higher end funnel people or higher end clients you may have. I don't suggest that because it is very much like I'm going to throw some shit on the wall and see what sticks. But if it's like a really small e-commerce or like 27, 47, 197 product course online thing, then slap a offer wall. But really you want to focus every page on just having that one consistent congruent offer. So like every page they know, here's exactly what I'm being offered. Here's exactly the sales points for why I should do it. The benefits and feature, like here's why I'm like why I need this, right? Here's the adding piece, like I said in the theory in the last part. And then here's where I input my information to continue either the opt-in or the sale or the purchase or the click of the button. Just make it very simple and clean.
Okay. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So say for example that we're doing like an email opt-in. So we have a client that is selling this program, this online baseball hitting program it's like 56% off. And so the first page is an email opt-in. And so on that email opt-in, kind of the idea is like, hey, if you put in your email, you get 56% off this deal. So for that first page, you said have one single offer per page. So should just the single like idea just be like, hey, put in your email, you get 56% off, and just kind of like keep it super straightforward. And then maybe on the next page, sell them on the actual product.
Yeah. So that's a perfect example. So you want it to be like just a very quick like boom boom boom, like one or two sentence thing, in a box and then a big button, and then have them get their email for the 56% off. And then the next would be the product with the 56% off offer. Like when they opt in for that, it's like joining a Groupon, right? Like they're joining the Groupon with the email and they're going to get 56% off. The next page is like, boom, here's that product with 56% off. And then you're selling the product, right? Then you're selling boom, boom, boom. Here's this amazing product. And here's why, like, you're getting this crazy deal of 56% off. Here's all these things. And then they're doing it. Because the thing is, like, to get them from that, like, to get someone from ad to sales page it happens all the time. Not always that easy, depending on price of the product. But if you get them to email, the email first landing page, this is why landing pages were invented, is because when you get an email on that first wall to get in, they feel like they earned the right to be in a sales funnel. They feel like they earned a level of trust. You gain their trust by getting their email. And now they're like, okay, now I can receive an offer. Now I'm in a place to get this offer. And I actually put my email in to get a discount on the offer. So they may not buy right away on that page, but now the emails are going to say, here's your discount of 56% off. Now we have an email sequence to follow them up. Now we have retargeting ads to follow up those email opt-ins or the sales page visits. And then the offer page with the 56% off is just sells. And that's the next thing I was going to say too on that. And then I'll make sure I'm answering your question after it is, anytime you have a sales page, or you have extra space, if you want to do like a long form sales page or upsell or whatever, testimonials. If it's like video testimonials, image testimonials, written, like those are social proof, and like Yelp reviews, that kind of stuff. Like when people have like reviews of like Travelocity or Yelp or whatever it is, they tend to buy a lot more. When they feel like everyone's doing it, like, oh, 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, this must be a good place. There's 2,000 reviews and it's 4 stars. Okay, this must be the spot to go to because of social proof, because we're all creatures of wanting that approval from everyone else. And then the other thing is, if you guys don't have it already, my buddy Dave Rogenmoser created a product software called Proof. I don't know if you guys have it or not, but it's just a little pop-up. Every time someone opts into a page or purchases a sale on a page, it just pops up and says, Alex from Tulsa just purchased this product. Aaron from, Tulsa just opted into this page. Corey from Huntington Beach just bought this. And it like just pops up like every so often on the page. And that's a software you guys should use on the funnels too, because it's more social proof. And then people feel like almost pressure to do it because it feels like, oh crap, like everyone's doing this. Tons of great reviews. I might as well do it too. So did that answer your question? And then add a bunch? I know I added a bunch of stuff, but did that make more sense on that?
Yep, that absolutely did. That was perfect.
Okay, cool.
Could there be like too many testimonials? Like so there's this landing page that I kind of like redesigned a little bit, and it had just 4 super long testimonials, and I just kind of like deleted 2 of them. Is there too much? Could there be too many testimonials? Too much going on there?
Yeah, so I would say it's good. It's great to have 4 testimonials. So I think the more like having 4 testimonials is great, and having even like a 2x2 box is great of like or like one line. But I would shorten those. I would not have like a paragraph. I would have like a 2 or 3 sentence, because the reality is people aren't going to read them. If they're too long, people care about testimonials because of peer pressure. They don't so much care. Like they want the product and service to work, but if they're already on a sales page, then they already opted in to like want to buy it, and they already are like they're already on they're buyers. They're ready to buy. They just need that little nudge over the cliff, I guess, or a little bit of a push from their peers to do so. So have testimonials, and like having 4 testimonials or whatever is fine, but make them short and sweet. Get the most powerful punches on there. Obviously, don't ghostwrite them or like edit it too much to where it's not really what they said, but like try to cut out the meat and potatoes of the testimonials and plop them on. Like if you look at, like I'm an author and I use testimonials on Amazon, but like when I shared those with someone, or like any of my video testimonials from like YouTube, I take little snippets of pieces. Like some of them are 3 minutes, some of them are 7 minutes. I don't take the whole thing and like share it. I'll take snippets, like a 1 sentence plus this sentence plus that sentence, and then put it together for like a 2 or 3 sentence testimonial of the powerful punches. And that's really, you're taking their actual words. It is their actual testimonial, but you're making it meat and potatoes. And then that way, when you have 4 one-line testimonials, like it looks good and people will read it because they're like, it's quick, It's easy, it's simple. Same thing with like emails. When we're doing email marketing through these funnels and follow-ups, like you want it to be like catchy headline, catchy few sentences, like, you know, break it up into like sentence, 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 two sentences, sentence, sentence. Then people can read it. It's easier. We want to speak to them at that, like that little like sixth, seventh, or eighth grade level. We want to make the words congruent. We want to make the marketing congruent. We want to make the testimonials easy to read and follow through. Because if not, people don't buy. And the reality is, like, the average person, and this isn't like an insult to anyone, but this is just studies done. The average person comprehends things at an eighth grade level, you know. And like, I'm an author, but like when I write simple words. I like reading books that like are easy to read, and I have a super high IQ, even me, but like I'm still going to comprehend things in that level. And most people in themselves, whether they have like a 100 IQ or higher or whatever, they need to get like this meat out, and they want to feel that okay, this works. The testimonial is there. It makes sense. I can easily read it. We're distracted obviously easily, so we have that like 3-second attention span because of ADD in our world and social media. So just give them the juice, give them the meat and potatoes, and then it's okay to have like 4 or 5 on there because it's not like paragraph.
Okay, cool.
What else was I going to say on that? I think that's it. Yeah. So the social proof, and that's why that software proof, if you guys don't have it, I think you guys can, I can send you a link for it or whatever, but but that pops up. Just things you can do to add that in is always good. The big thing too, and I don't know, do you guys run ads? Or are you guys just building the funnels? Or are you guys running the ads after the fact too with the funnels?
Yeah, we run it all. We run the ads and the funnels. And
Okay, so you guys doing ads, funnels, the emails, the whole shebang?
yeah, we're actually we don't do the emails, but I mean, we work pretty closely with our clients on that too.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and that's the big thing is that like with the funnels, you want, like, again, like why I was saying earlier about why I asked that is because with the funnels, a big piece of why you want each page to be congruent with each other and also with the ad is because and the colors and the schemes and like the themes of it, the points of it, like very specific, is because if you're running the ads to it, you're obviously running the first ad to landing page, but then you're going to have retargeting ads to the next page, like the sales pages, the thank you pages, the upsells, downsells. We're going to have single ads throughout every single page of the funnel that are going to retarget each person for like even $5-10 a day or whatever, that just hit them on every angle. So we want to make sure those ads are congruent with those pages and just match it all up. So that way, when you have this matrix spider web of, 10 different ads with 10 different pages in the funnel, then it's all congruent with each individual page, each individual audience, each individual funnel step, and each individual ad is matching those things. And then when they go back or they get hit with different ones, it actually makes sense congruently with everything. So they don't feel like lost, or they don't feel confused, or they don't feel like why. And that's going to not only increase your landing page opt-ins with retargeting those who hit the landing page, but your sales pages, like retargeting those people who hit the sales page, the thank you pages with the other upsells, and you're going to be able to maximize it, because when you have that sphere and that spider web matrix of ads that match each single page, and you're congruent with each page, and there's not that that confusion from ad to page or funnel step, then it's not gonna it's gonna increase everything. Like your landing page options go in, your sales page conversions go up, like your thank you page, like retargeting goes up. Everything is just going to pop up more and more percentage wise when you have that full thing. And that's it. Scott Olford is one of the guys that talks about timing and relevancy and all of that, because every person, very 5% of people are going to go through the entire funnel all the way to the end and do something about it to the thank you page. Then there's 95% that get lost either from the landing page all the way through each step, that are just out there, that are still customers, that may or may not be on your email list, that are still ready to buy at some point in time. So we want to just keep nurturing them, getting to know them, getting familiar with them, and hitting them wherever they left off in that funnel, with the ads, with the funnel step, and then making the funnels congruent with that. And that's why the funnel building is so important, because then they feel like it makes sense for them to be on that page. Like if we have someone hit the landing page, but they didn't opt in, all of a sudden get a sales offer from 3 steps down, they're going to be like, well, I didn't even know that was in there. Now I really don't want it, because they weren't indoctrinated in the sequence to really feel ready to be able to hit that page for us to know, for them to know, and trust us enough to get to that point. So that's a big part. I'm sure you guys are doing that, but obviously making the funnels congruent to do that is a huge part of it. So
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of ours aren't like super built out to where like we can send them, to the upsell page or the downsell page. But I totally get what you're saying with that because we're like retargeting people who made it to the email opt-in page where we're kind of retargeting them to go to, the product page in that example of the online hitting instructor. So I definitely get what you mean by that, and it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Has that answered any of the questions, or do you have any other questions that I may not be answering because I may not know them right now?
Straight. I mean, so far it's been really straightforward. Like I've been taking a lot of notes, and so far, everything that you kind of said, it makes sense. So yeah, I mean, keep spitting the fire. I like it.
Thanks. What else? Let's see. What else was there that I was going to touch on? Let's see. You talked about the landing pages. So yeah. So with the opt-ins, the one thing on the landing pages, obviously those are our gate, are the entry gate is the landing pages. Um, so with those landing pages, the big part of that is that you want to make the offer uh, juicy enough for them to want to almost buy it. It's one thing people don't do enough, but when I've done it for myself or clients, when you make the landing page offer, you can obviously do the ebooks, the cheat sheets, all those kind of items, but making those things, the ebooks or cheat sheets or whatever it is, the free lead magnets, making them so juicy that someone will be willing to pay for it, or possibly taking an item that the client has been selling on a low end and make that the free offer. Obviously, it's harder. It's harder if it's a physical product, and if it is a physical product, do a free plus shipping funnel. Have you heard of those?
Hmm.
Yeah, so I would do that if it's a physical product, but if it's not a physical product and it's just an opt-in for like an information type thing, then I would really go with something that's juicy enough to sell, like something that you've either sold in the past or could sell, and then having that congruent landing page with ad, having that big button, making it really easy, very friendly on mobile and every device. That's the big point there. And then when it comes to the sales offers, obviously, like again, just making them match up, but people want to feel on each offer, whether it be free or cost, they want to feel like they're getting 10 times the amount of value than what we're paying for them. And that's kind of always a process I do every time I'm doing a free giveaway or a sale or something. I always try to make it 10% of what it should actually sell for. So if I want to sell it for 1,000, it should be worth 10,000. If I want to sell it for 100, it should be worth 1,000. Sell it for 10,000, it should be worth 100,000, and really give them that and show that value in the ad, in the information, in the copy, in all of it, and testimonials and everything, making it show the value in it, because then it's really like the return on investment for either their email or their actual dollars they're spending, feels like they inherently see it there, and people invest. And like obviously I look at everything as investments, so like everyone is investing whether they like think that way or they see it that way or not. When someone opts in with their email, they're investing their email address, and the ability to be in information for whatever that offer is. If they invest $20 or 20,000 or 2 million, they're investing in a purchase for a return on investment. And so we want to make that inherent in the copy what we're using in the funnel itself, and in everything that's the value of the product. So
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. That was good. Make the return
mhm.
on invest.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Is that okay?
Yep, go for it.
All right, I'm back. Grab my water and ready to go.
All right, sounds good.
So, any questions right now at the moment?
So, let's see. I did just a second ago. Okay, so whenever you kind of give away, so say you said kind of make the offer juicy enough for them to almost buy it and or make a free, free lead magnet so juicy. Like, is the entire idea of that, or even the free plus shipping thing, is the entire idea of that just to kind of like get in front of them, just to like kind of be a presence in their life, just so you can kind of get in front of them again with the idea of them actually purchasing something from you?
With sorry, rephrase that one more time. Let me see if I can answer it correctly. I don't want to butcher it.
Okay, so say you give away like a free ebook or do a free plus shipping deal. Is the entire purpose of that just to be in front of them, show that like you provide them value in some way, and then the entire idea is for them to become a customer of yours down the road with like maybe a more expensive product?
Yeah. So yes, absolutely. So, so every the biggest thing that people really miss when they're starting off, and I'm sure you know this or Aaron knows this as well, when it comes to marketing itself, funnels, any other thing, is that when creating customers, most people think short term, and they just want to like drive business. Like, I just want to get sales, 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 make money, money, money. But the biggest secret to it is data and your sphere, your world. You want to like most real estate companies now, most tech companies, most anything is about gathering data, gathering base of customers. That's the future of it, because when you have someone in your sphere, in your world, then when they're ready to buy, they will. So the biggest thing, from ad to landing page to sell page to upsell to whatever else, you really want to get them in an audience. You want to get them in a video view. You want to get them on a landing page, on a sales page. You want to get their email. You want to get their contact, their phone number, address, credit card. Obviously, more and more information, the better. But you're trying to gather a customer base. And so we want to. That's why I like the congruency of the funnels, the congruency of the ads, the congruency of the whole thing, and the offers, and what fits, missing links for upsells, downsells, is so important, because we want to obviously sell them on everything, and sell them on the opt-in, sell them on the next sell, sell them on the downsell, whatever it is. But your lifetime customer value is the number one most important thing when it comes to anything you're selling. It's not so much about just getting that first step to the funnel, because like I said, maybe 1 to 5% at most are going to hit the very end of your product funnel, right? Your sales funnel, your marketing funnel. But there's so much money to be made on every single step and every single client, wherever they're at, whether they just hit the landing page or they bought all the way through to your highest offer. There's always a higher acquisition that you're looking for. So like when we're doing ads and we're building a customer base and we're building a funnel and we're building these things, what we really want to look for is not so much just I got you, $5 or $2 leads, email addresses, and I made you, $200 to $200,000 today. It's about what is the cost per lead acquisition and lifetime customer value of that lead. So if it costs you, $6 for a lead and they made you 27, all right, cool. We got some profit there. But if it costs you $100 for a lead, people are like, "Oh, that's crazy! You paid $100 for an email address. I don't even understand. Why would you do that for a name and email?" Well, the lifetime customer value of that actual name and email is $100,000, and I know that because I'm doing the numbers backwards. So I don't care. I can spend, and I can tell Facebook, I'll spend $100 per name and email per lead, and Facebook will like boost my stuff like crazy. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, like Google will just like blast my things out there and give me these really highly qualified leads that are in front of the right people, because I know my lifetime customer value and my cost per sale of that lifetime customer value is going to be way more. I can spend 100 and I know I'm going to make 100,000. And that's really the numbers you want to look for, is because when you get them in that sphere, when you get them on a landing page, they become an audience of people who visit your landing page. You get their email address when they go to the next page. Now you have your email database. You can retarget them. When you hit them on the sales page, now you have an audience, everyone who visits the sales page. When they bought something, now you have an email list of buyers, of people that bought. And now you can do not only retargeting to upsell them more things, but now you can do a lookalike audience of a buyer list, of email lists of people that bought from you. And now you have lookalikes of those who actually will purchase from you because they already have. Then they look just like people who have, right? And then you start knowing your lifetime customer value. You can spend more on the ads because you're going to make way more on it. So front end, it looks like you're spending this crazy amount, but back end, you're going to make this huge amount because now they're in your world, they're in your sphere. You have the data, you have the numbers, you have the math to know. I have the names, email addresses, phone numbers, credit cards, whatever, to know this is who my audience is and this is how much money I make per lead. You can have 1,000-person email list and make $1 billion. You can have 1,000-person, 100,000-person email list and make nothing because they don't know those numbers. And that's really what it's all about, is that hyper targeted, dollar per actual acquisition and what that lifetime customer value is all about.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. That's the whole key concept, is just get them in your world, because once they're in your world, you don't have to spend, $5, $10, $20, $30, $100 per cold lead, because now you have a warmer audience. So now you're retargeting stuff, and each funnel is going to have higher conversions because you can spend $5, $10 on a retargeting ad to a couple thousand hot qualified buyer leads, and spend $5, $10 a day on an ad, and it's going to convert. And actually, that $5 or $10 you're spending in ads to qualified buyer leads is going to make you like $2,000, $3,000 per lead or per day or whatever from that $5, $10. So now your ROI is insane, like compared to the $1 and $5 out, which is still amazing. But now you can spend $1 in and get $20 out because you have that warmer audience and you have that world and that sphere, and they're warmed up because that timing, relevancy, trust factor, it's all built in there because you keep hitting them with different things that warm them up more and more throughout the funnel.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, that good stuff. Yeah, I like that.
Cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything specific about funnel building or anything else that you feel like you either don't know or are looking to find out that I could help with right now, besides like the videos I'm going to send? Anything else that might be helpful?
So will the videos kind of cover what exactly, like, kind of what super high level, what will those videos cover?
So this is really high level, like strategy, theory, mindset. The videos are going to be really like step-by-step tutorials, like there's tons of videos in there: how to add Stripe, how to like add products to the page, how to like connect custom domains, how to add upsells, how to add like the webinar registrations, how to integrate whether it be a webinar software, whether it be a purchasing payment gateway, how to like add images, colors, text, different things like that, that are very like step-by-step tutorials. So like, for not even if you know how to do those things, it may help you, but it may be more so to help the team as you guys grow, be able to like have a training platform inside of it that can teach people how to do funnels without you having to spend your time. And then that'll be more the step-by-step on each stage of the funnels in there.
Gotcha. So that's kind of a little bit more like kind of technical things and how things are set up. And okay, that's awesome, because I think that's good to know. But I think you're really painting a good picture in my mind of kind of like, I guess, the customer journey, and like the customer journey. That's something that I was a little bit unfamiliar with and something that I need to learn some more about. But so far, I really like kind of what we've covered, and I'm just trying to think of a few things. Like, so to me, from kind of what I realized, like, I think, and I was we were at Traffic and Conversions a couple months ago, and we heard someone talk about just kind of the psychology of it. I can't remember exactly who it was. How much of that, like, do you think affects some of these landing pages, and like, kind of what is your idea on and your thinking on kind of like the psychology of it, and like how to present it in a good and like because to me, like, I don't think anything super salesy. I could be completely wrong on this, but I don't like to go on any pages that are super salesy. More kind of like they're informative and, um, clean. And I feel like that's kind of what's in. But you're the expert, and I'd kind of love to hear psychologically kind of what's working. Is a lot of information working? Is not a lot of information working? Is pictures working? Or like what's working on a lot of these landing pages that gets high conversion rates?
Yeah, so I first want to say I'm 100% with you. I'm not a huge fan of like the quote unquote salesy stuff, like slimy kind of salesy trickster type stuff. I'm just not that guy. And I know, like, I'm sure it works on tons of stuff for tons of people, but I'm just not that guy. So I'm with you on that. I think the psychology of it and what conversion rates are is number one. Um, I think that the psychology behind each page and why the conversion rates are lower or could be higher is all about the psychology. It's all about the marketing. It's all about the words. So I don't think like it's about the journey, right? The colors, buttons, like words, easy access, and why I said earlier about making the ad congruent with the landing page and the words congruent with each ad and landing page, and it just being that big button and that information, that really targeted thing to the point. I don't think it's about more words. I don't think it's about longer things, explanations, sales, whatever. It's about potent education, extremely potent words that are like to the point, that are potent. They're very deep and connected, and the education. So for me, the only reason someone that is on my landing page or any landing page of a client and they're not converting is because they don't feel like what they clicked on is what they're getting, and what is on there is not only just potent enough, but they're not educated enough, right? If we knew as a fact that if I opt into this, I am for sure going to get XYZ, or if I bought this product, I'm going to get that exact thing that I want, that feeling, that mindset, that ability, that product, whatever that thing is that I'm Jimmy Soul. If I knew as a fact, and I was educated enough as a fact that I was going to get it, 100% I'm going to opt in. Like my conversions are 100% through the whole thing. If my clients all know, they're 100% going to get it. So it's a matter of that education. It's a matter of the potent words that like, and that's really what sales is, right? Like sales is about caring about someone so much that you find out exactly what they need and you prescribe them as a doctor of whatever you're selling exactly what they need that's missing their gap. And that's what our true sales should be, is here's what you're telling me your problem is, and understanding your customer so well, your customer avatar so well, you know what their first problem is. You understand it so well that you're going to prescribe them exactly what they need, and you're going to educate them on how it is giving them what they need. And then when you educate them, they're like, oh, that is exactly what I need. Thank you. Then the next page is, I know you got what you needed there. Here's the next thing on that journey from where you are to where you want to get to be, to close that gap. Here's the next thing on that journey. So the customer journey really is, here's my problems, my place, my mindset, my emotional state, my financial state, my like everything. Here's where I am. And then the end is, here's where I want to get to. The gap between where I am and where I want to be, that's the pain that sells people. Now, we don't have to use the pain. We just have to point out to them and educate them. We don't have to hurt them. We just educate them on where they're at and where they want to get to, and show them that gap along that step and process. When they see that, they're like, oh, wow, okay, this actually makes me feel and know and get what I'm looking for down this journey that I'm trying to get to. And that's when you understand that, like you said, the customer journey, you understand your customer avatar, their real pains and their real wants and desires, and you show them along that path of the funnel process, or the client acquisition, or the client growth, lifetime customer value, all that. You show them along that path and you walk them down step by step where they're ready to take that next leap. Then therefore the education along the way of showing them that is all it is. Like I can do high ticket phone sales and close a $6,000 or $10,000 person over, or high ticket offer over the phone from a stranger, if I identify those things correctly. They have no idea who I am. All they know is they scheduled a call with me. We've never met before, but they've indoctrinated through a sequence of funnels, through concepts, and they're giving me their credit card over their phone for $6,000 because I identified those things on the call. And it's the same thing with a funnel as we process each individual step. Now, obviously, the degree to which we show them that, educate them, is going to change based on the opt-in, or a $27 offer, or a $27,000 offer, and everything in between. But all it is educating them and showing them where they're at, where they want to get to, where they're at, where they want to get to, and how we can guide them down that process to get to that end result.
Okay, yeah. Well, that was a lot, but it seems like the gap it seems like the gap is kind of the I guess the opportunity for I guess depending on the business, the opportunity for sales in general because
Mhm.
where they're at and where they want to be, that's filled in by the solution that you provide. And so make sure that this is correct. But it seems like I didn't. So by identifying the customer and kind of knowing them so well that you know the gap from where they're currently at and from where they want to be is super important. And you have to kind of like, is it like an education? You want to educate them that gap is missing and kind of know what the solutions can be to fill that gap, or is it more kind of like they already know where they're at now and where they want to be, and it's our job to educate them how to get there? Is it kind of like showing them like that there's a gap there, or is it us like educating them how to like close that gap that they already know it's there?
So that most people don't know where their gap, how big their gap is, or where their gap is exactly, but they know a bit of it. So it's kind of both, right? Like you, that's why I say meet them at every step of the funnel, right? Meet them where they're at every step of the funnel. The first ad, like I said, back to like the cheat sheet for the podcast. If someone sees an ad like, "Hey, get my free cheat sheet for my podcast," obviously they're being targeted because they're looking into podcasts. They want to start a podcast. We're meeting them like, okay, I do need that cheat sheet because that's where I'm at, and I know that is going to take me from where I'm at to where I want to get to, and it's going to fill a part of my gap. But then the next page is, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? And like I said, we complimentary offers throughout the funnel that fill in that gap. So we're not so much like we don't want to. And I want to just say the thing about the whole like the illusion of those things, because there is an illusion in the sense that everyone can do it on their own, but what we're doing is we're providing that offer for them. So I don't like there's certain things I don't sell. I won't be a part of. Like I've been offered positions or abilities or contracts to do some of the most outlandish amounts of money, funnels, and marketing services and company ownership. And I've said no to them because they weren't really actually providing the solution. So we want to educate them on where they're at and where they want to get to. And then on each step of the funnel, we want to actually provide the education to show them that that's the first solution. Here's the next solution. Here's the next solution. Not a lot of people understand their full gap and they don't understand where they're at in it, but we can give them bits and pieces of the education and then the solution throughout the whole thing. But like I personally only believe that we should do that in a way that actually benefits them. Like I'm not gonna I don't ever sell anything or help anyone sell anything that's not going to provide that, unless obviously they have to do their own work with it too, but we want to do that along the way. So we don't want to like hardcore on the first ad for the cheat sheet, like go ham on where they're at, but we do want a little bit educate them on where there's a gap. And here's the solution is a cheat sheet. Okay, now you got the cheat sheet. Okay, you know what your next gap is this. Because really, when you think about it, someone who wants to start a podcast, their end goal, they have no podcast, they have the idea they want a podcast, and they kind of know why, but they don't necessarily always know exactly why or what they're going to get. They have a feeling they're going to get something from it. By the end of it, what they really want throughout that entire funnel process, and what they're trying to get to, is a full blown, like high level, downloaded, profitable, exciting, enjoying podcast that is a business for them and gets them like exposure and everything else. So we meet them where they're at with no podcast, and we educate them on how this cheat sheet is going to help them. And then we educate them on how this software is going to help them get there. And then we educate them on how this membership site is going to get there. And we educate them on how a done for you service would actually help them just achieve it now. And then we add, every step of the way, we're giving them a little bit more of their gap to fill in. Not everyone is going to go all the way through, right? That 95% are going to make it through. Maybe 1 to 5% are going to make it all the way through. But then each step of the funnel and each process of the way, we have a different email chain. We have a different, like, because Active Campaign or different places, right? We can say anyone who hits this third page gets this sequence of emails. Anyone who hits the second or fourth or sixth page gets this sequence of emails. And then we have the emails match the ads that are going out everywhere else on Facebook and social media and Google and everything. And so we're hitting them with the right ads and the right emails, depending on which page they're at, and educating them on each gap in the process to just slowly fill that in, because their dream, and if we can't deliver on the dream, we shouldn't do business to begin with. But if their dream is a complete, like high level, beautiful, downloaded, exciting podcast that's profitable business. So we meet them every step of the way to make sure we're ensuring them the way to get there. and then we slowly give that to them depending on what time and relevancy and where they're at in the process, what they can afford, or what they think they can afford, and what they feel they're capable of doing right now. Throughout that. So as we educate, they're prepared more. And then if we keep hitting them with those ads, like let's say they get 3 steps in the funnel, we have the emails and the ads going for that 1 step in the funnel. Eventually, like maybe they only got to do 2 steps, stopped on the 3rd, and they're not ready yet. But a month from now, or 3 months, or 6 months from now, they see us again. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that. I'm ready for that now. I worked on the cheat sheet. I did my thing. Now I have the ability, the mindset, the belief, the money, whatever it is, to actually do that. And then they go and do it, and they take that action step. And so now our lifetime customer value goes up because we didn't just brush off everyone who hit 3rd step and didn't go to the 4th step. We kept them in our sphere, in our world, and kept educating them until they were ready.
Okay. So whenever like building out so right now our funnels, like I said earlier, are pretty basic. As I kind of start to build these out a little bit more and more, I know it probably depends from client to client, but just a general idea, like how many steps of the funnel will it take to kind of fill that gap? Is it, a couple steps? Is it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps? Like I don't really have an idea to pull from on that.
What do you mean specifically on that? Like, go ahead. Sorry, just phrase it one more time. Let me see if I want to make sure I answer correctly and say the right answer for it.
Okay, so what it seems like is that each step along the funnel provides a different solution to kind of start to begin to close that gap. And
yeah,
how many steps of a funnel on average or typically do you see work? Because from how I see it, it's a little bit different maybe than the whole podcast. I totally see and understand that idea, but whenever we're trying to sell like a product online, for example, we don't really have the ability to kind of be able to say they need online hitting lessons. Our entire goal for our client is to sell those online hitting lessons. Like how many steps and how many I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
How many different steps in different landing pages and different funnels steps do we need to pull from, I guess, to see an effective kind of different amount of, spheres, whether that be like page viewers, emails, like how many steps along that line do you normally, or do you like to use?
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. So I honestly, so I guess I use a lot. So you guys, no one ever has to, and you can extend this or minimize it depending on what product or service. Because not like what you're saying. Like not every product or service. Like if it's a Shopify, like the golfing thing, right? We're not going to necessarily have 20 steps in the process. Although we might have a bunch of upsells, we might not. And that's something that I think moving forward with other calls. We can talk about doing consulting on like individual clients or individual products or services they have and how to add upsells and downsells, right? Because everyone can use more platform and expansion of their product base or service base so they can actually add more to the revenue. But the simple answer before I go on another tangent is you want to think of the ads, the funnel pages, and the emails all as a funnel. So every single ad, every single email, and every single page in the funnel is all part of the funnel process. So depending on which client and what their end goal is will be the determinant, or I guess will be the specific amount of funnel steps you're going to need. But when I would think of that, and the way I would phrase that is like, if you have a 4-step, 5-step, or 3 or 2 or whatever step funnel, you want to not only think of the pages themselves, you want to think of every email that's going to match that page. And then also every ad that's going to match that page as well. And so that's the spider web. That's the matrix of funnels and actually sales funnels, is having those all be congruent. Each ad matches each email, matches each page, and it keeps redirecting until they move on to the next one. And then when they move on to the next one, we make sure we exclude anyone who hit that previous page or had that previous email. So that way they're only going to get in that sphere. Like they're in a matrix of the first ad, first landing page, first email for the landing page to get them back to the landing page, right? That's one matrix. The next step, they hit the second page. they're going to have an ad, they're going to have an email that's only hitting people that are on that second page and excluding everyone from the first page, and then so on to the third, right? So that's what you want to really think of is the proper way to do each one, and that the number of steps, so the number of pages, the number of emails, the number of ads is going to be determined based on how many products or services or offers they have in each one. And that is something that you want to determine based on the calculation of the lifetime customer value we talked about and how much they're really either right now generating from the customer or what they can generate from the customer, possibly, right? And then we hit them with different offers depending on, where they're at and what levels they can reach. Was that too? And I get philosophical and psychological a little too much sometimes. So let me know if that was like too out there.
No, yeah. I mean, I really enjoy kind of like that side of it too. So whenever you kind of speak like that kind of resonates with me. Like I enjoy hearing about that stuff too. So no, yeah, that made perfect sense, and it kind of like made it a little bit more clear on how the whole process kind of evolves.
Right, because when we start, it's like it usually is like, okay, I'm going to build this the 2-step, 3-step funnel, and I'm going to put an ad up, and that one ad goes to 3 different pages, and then or 4 or 5 or whatever pages, and then like they don't, whoever doesn't go all the way through and actually buy all the way through, we tend to at the beginning of this process just brush it off. Like the 95% who don't actually do anything, we're like, oh, whatever, I guess they're not my tribe, they're not my customer, and that's just not true. The reality is anyone who clicks on your ad is a customer waiting to happen. They just don't know it yet, and we haven't educated them enough yet to be able to do it, and we're not hitting them with each individual matrix and sphere to get them to know that, to educate them enough to understand that we can actually close our gap. And now that we're going to like 100% every landing page is going to convert, or every sales page is going to be 100% or anything, but like 100% of people who hit your funnel at some point are going to at some point could possibly be your buyer or your customer or client. And so we want to indoctrinate them and like be able to educate them to the process. I know a lot of these things have been used and misused in the past for marketing and psychology of indoctrination sequences and like this slimy sales stuff. And I don't like that kind of stuff. That's why I believe in the education. I believe in closing the gap, but I believe you actually, like, I only help people who are really truly going to be doing that. And it doesn't mean that like, you're selling the golf equipment or you're selling like a Shopify store. It's not like anyone needs that to close a gap of whatever, but like, they're interested in that as a hobby. So like, it's part of the thing, like a podcast isn't like the psychological gap between them being like the best human ever or whatever, but like it's their dream. Like someone really wants to play golf, they want to play the best game of golf. That's their dream. Let's help them get there. Someone wants to have a podcast. Let's help them get there. Someone wants these products from Shopify. Let's help them get every version of that product because that's what they're looking for, to solve what they consider, quote unquote, their problem. I'm a spiritual hippie, so I don't think anyone has a problem. I don't think any problems exist. That's a whole hippie version of me. But like other people do, and let's give them the solutions to what they're looking for, so they can find their dreams and have their happiness in the way they're seeking. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yep, I get that.
Yeah. So,
okay. Well,
go ahead.
That was. I've got like 3 full pages of notes from the last hour, so that was a lot of good stuff. I don't have a whole lot more time today, but I definitely would love to talk to Aaron about kind of getting back on the phone with you sometime, and kind of diving a little bit deeper into this whole situation, and just kind of learning more about funnels and like how everything works, because I'd love to kind of get more sophisticated with these and really kind of get better at them.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, let me know. Talk to Aaron, and see what he's like what times work best or whatever. And we can do like another one this week, or like in a couple next week or whatever. Or whatever you want to hop on and do. I'm open to. Aaron was a great guy. It was awesome to meet him, and I'm excited for you guys and the whole team to get on board and keep jamming out more. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll let him know. Like I said, he's not feeling too great, but I'll talk to him tomorrow. And kind of tell him about this whole conversation, that I really enjoyed it. So I guess I will email you or have Aaron email you, and we can kind of set up another time.
Awesome. And if you guys can send me this recording, that would be sweet too, because this was an amazing call. You had some like great questions, and it kind of got me in that zone of just opening my mouth up like I do sometimes, and it really works. So I appreciate your questions too.
Yeah. Absolutely, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see if I can get these recordings. I don't exactly know how to do that, but I think our assistant does, so that should be good.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, great meeting you, Alex, and hope to meet you in person sometime.
Yes, sir. Sounds great.
All right, talk soon.
All right, bye.